And welcome everybody. Round 3 ASRNZ Season 1 2019 V8 Supercars season at Sydney Motorsport Park. Welcome Davo.
G'day gentlemen.
And welcome to our guest speaker for the night, which is Josh Vettiger.
Good evening.
Yeah, so hey, we've just picked up on board here with Nick McIndoe in the Penrite Davey Reynolds car. He's just looking for an air gap on his first quality run tonight. He's got Aztec tucked in behind him and Steve Melling just up the road. These guys have rolled out in their championship positions, of course, guys. They can opt to wave a driver by or hold their position and make some space. It's entirely up to them. Nick's been a standout qualifier this season. I guess second best to you, Josh. He did grab one on you the other week when you had some balance of performance, but other than that, I think he's been the best of the rest.
Yeah, he's been doing well. He's had some good pace throughout the races that we've had so far. Definitely someone to keep an eye on for the championship.
For sure.
Just noticed Aztec, Damo and Pete Apsey have all gone out on soft tyres. They must find a bit more stability, a bit more confidence in those tyres rather than the super soft.
Okay, yeah, okay. I did do a couple of siding laps as I do earlier in the week, guys, and I only ran out on a soft tyre. Didn't actually opt to go for a spin on the super soft. So did either of you guys manage to go out for a bit of a burn and get a read on those tyres?
No, unfortunately I wasn't able to, but from experience around this track, turns 1 and 2 are real killers on the outside right hand side, so I'm sure the super soft might get quite hot around there, which would make the following few corners a bit loose, so the soft tyre might provide a bit more performance actually, just for the early part of the track.
Right, absolutely. Hey, we're just seeing some, obviously our first indicative times of the guys' first flying run. So we got Jeff Burse up top on a 1:30.543. Luke bumped in a 10th behind him on a with about just over a 10th. Nick McIndoe and after that. So we might just flick up. Jeff's still out on track.
Nick's just come back to the pits there actually, and no doubt put another fresh set of tyres on to go out and have a go. He obviously felt that first flyer wasn't sufficient enough, and he's going to give it another crack.
It looks like...
Oh, Josh, go ahead.
I was just going to say Luke's also changed the soft tyres, and he's got good pace, Luke, throughout the previous races, and he definitely knows his stuff, so that soft tyre must be a viable option.
Yep, I had it actually just picked up on Luke just prior to you mentioning his name. I just flicked the camera to that Chickadee Penrite scheme. A little bit loose off of turn 7, I believe. 8, sorry, apologies. A little bit loose off of there, so I'm not sure whether this is his quick run or whether this is his outlap. I didn't quite see, but yeah, you guys got any magentas going for any of these boys right now?
Farmer's showing a little bit of action. Mr. Aspie. But yeah, I think they're just trying to settle themselves in. It's a bit of a tricky track, and like Josh was saying earlier, it's a bit hungry on the front right, so
yeah.
And John McDonald's just set 3 personal best sector times, and he's just heading back out again, see if he can improve on those ones.
Yeah, nice. John's pretty pretty comfortable with his race pace this season. I had a few chats to John sort of earlier in the week. I haven't talked to him this week post pre-race regarding how comfortable he's feeling, but in the previous 2 weeks and the rounds prior, he was certainly confident in his strategy, and we saw him play the long game last week. That paid big dividends with a few guys running into fuel issues late in the race as well. So he picked up a nice podium, second place behind you, Josh. There, it was a bit of a masterclass from John.
Yeah, it looks like John's one to sort of think out of the box a little bit. He's testing those left to centre, setups, and running different tyre strategies than the other boys, and it definitely paid off for him last week. So yeah, good to see.
Yeah. Okay. So we just saw Luke just move up. Then Josh, we stuck with him during that phase of the quali there, with still 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go, and moves him up to P2, only a quarter of a tenth off of Jeffro's 130.543. So Luke showing his worth in this quali session as well. So Nick holding down 3rd position, John holding down 4th, Stevens in 5th. That rounds out the top 5 with a minute 40 odd to go in the session. Any predictions on any late movers in the session, Josh?
Well, Luke Compton's just on his flyer at the moment. He's on the soft still, and Jeffro has just finished his flyer on the super soft. So it'll be interesting to see what the difference is between them. But I reckon Luke can make a late surge here.
It sort of looked like Luke got tangled up there with Owen, and he's backed out of it a bit there.
Yeah, well, he has certainly got time for another run. Okay, so he's just pulled off there. Let these guys go. Kenny in the 17 Falcon. He's just creating an air gap because he knows he's got 55 seconds down to the line. Hopefully he hasn't dropped too much front tyre temp out of that. Just
I don't know whether he's come back in a good position there, unfortunately, though. The car was looking a bit skaty. He was on the soft, as he was saying.
Yeah, I've just
super soft. So
just picked up on JB here, John McDonald, in the number 1 Red Bull ZB. I mean, if John gets himself up the grid just a little more than he has done lately, that'll serve him well, because we know he does race really well.
Yeah, he does.
And he's got a big air gap. He's got himself into some nice fresh air.
Yeah, the car's looking solid there too, actually, on track. So he's very settled.
Nick McIndoe's just jumped up to 2nd. Luke Crompton's rolled out of his lap as well, so that's 2nd place for Nick at the moment.
Well, that must have been perilously close to a PLP for the car 1, the number 1 car, JB, coming out of turn 5 there.
Just hanging on John McDonald here. He's just very tidy lap, a little bit of a lock up into the hairpin under the power lines there, but geez, he's kept this car looking clean. Interesting to see this time.
He's looking for 4 tenths to go to P1, so it'll be interesting to see whether he's got that. I see a lot of guys back in the pits now. Too late in the session to do anything else. We're currently in overtime.
It doesn't look like John will go any faster, just slower than his previous personal best.
Right. So another quality session. Jeffro, Jeff Burst will be well stoked with that on a 1:30.5. He set that time really early in the session.
Yeah.
Nick McIndoe only .008 off of that time, so that's a cigarette paper away from really getting the job done. So, and then Luke Compton rounding out the top 3. So that's John McDonald in 4th. That's your front 2 rows, and then Steve Melling and Ash Vettiger in 5th and 6th.
No surprise with that group, that that rower.
No, and we know that those two guys, 5th and 6th, so Steve Melling and Ash Vettiger,
very consistent.
They'll go the full 20 together.
Yeah. And who's right behind there? Is it our old mate Jacques there, Damo, is it?
Yeah, Damo's right in there, Mr. QR himself, and
he's got to be Mr. Improver over the last few weeks too. He's come up nicely. That's a nice position for him to qualify in. So.
Yep, and good to see once again Rob showing another good solid performance, getting inside the top 10 and 8. Kenny putting the Falcon into 9th inside the top 10, and then Aztec rounding up that top 10. So hey, look, we're a smidgen away from going live on this one, so we'll just stick with it. See if we can't bring you up a bit of a screeny on Jeff.
Sydney Motorsport Park, Eastern Creek, as it's also known. Turn 1 always provides some action. Turn 2 into the big braking area. Interesting to see how the boys handle it all. Lights are up. Oh, 3 wide. It's a muscle fest. The boys have got the elbows out.
Oh, there's a fair bit of contact into one.
It's untidy. It's a shame.
Oh, Jeffro, the big loser.
Yes, Jeffro's definitely.
Oh, he'll be filthy. He had the optimum start. He's gone to the back of the pack. We'll just pick up here on Nick. I think he was a benefactor there. I'm not sure whether that contact was actually with him or whether it was actually JB in the one car. I think it may have been Nick, because
who was up in the middle?
Look, we'd have to go back and look at a replay. It was sort of all happening, and
interesting start. There you go. It's been very clean so far, but it's bound to happen. There you go. The boys are settling in now. It's all settled down, and it heads forward.
Rob's done well off the start as well. Started 8th up to 4th now. Stephen Melling's also done well to get up to 3rd. Be interesting to see if they can hold those positions now.
Right, we'll just jump back there with Rob and the Castrol Nissan and just see where he's just some pressure on Steve. Nick McIndoe actually has made a nice little air gap halfway through and 3/4 way through lap 1. Registering about 1.7 seconds up the road at the moment from McDonald's, so that's a great start for Nick. I'm not sure whether race control might have something to look at there, especially lap 1. We know that at ASRNZ there's a pretty strict rule around contact in lap 1 and just giving drivers some racing room, and that's probably here I say it, this is as messy as I've seen in a while. So those guys certainly willing with you away this week, Josh, to certainly make a good little points gain, but that may cost them.
Luke Crompton's just gone past Damo Jarks into the turn 2. Sorry, he's hunting down Ashley now. Gotten a good little air gap away from Jarks already.
Okay, so do you think possibly that the contact may have been with Luke and Jeffro and maybe Luke lifted there, or I did see one of them go to the infield? Was that Luke?
Luke, I believe he ran off. He was on the outside of turn 2 on the grass and had to rejoin. But I'm not sure. I didn't get quite a good view on the first corner.
It's a pretty willing start to go 3 into 1 at the best of times.
Yeah.
I think you called it, Davo.
Yeah, and you know how slippery these things are on cold tyres, and even though they're not going flat chat, you know, like top speed into turn 1, and you know, it's sort of slippery as hell, and it's easy just to get a little bit of sideways, and you know, there's a bit of biff and barge. It's not the place to do it here, so.
Yeah. Hey, look, Ash Vettiger's looking, he's looking good right now, currently sitting in 5th.
There.
Yep.
Yep.
Obviously he's got Luke behind him, so hopefully he keeps his eyes forward, because him and Steve-O are normally pretty much joined at the bumper through these races, so I'm pretty sure he'll want to move up the road and see if he can latch on to Steve-O. Luke is looking really racy, so...
Luke is looking racy, and if... I think he was involved in that little first corner incident, and I'm sure he's trying to pull some position back, and he knows the car's quicker than where he's sitting in position, so...
Did you catch any, obviously Ash being your dad, Josh, did you catch any laps over his shoulder this week while you're back home and to see what he's going? Did you give him any assistance this week?
No, I haven't had much time for that, unfortunately. But he's been happy with his pace after talking to him. He's feeling a lot more confident this week than last week at QR.
Wow. It's a big move down the inside, and he got faked into it, but Ash will have rights for this right-hander, so he'll...
yeah, he's not phased.
No, he'll know where he needs to be. Yeah, I had a little test session early in the week with your dad, and he sent me a setup, and I think so did Steve-O, and I give it a little tweak and give it back to him, and it might have been just fluky, but he grabbed about 8/10 out of it straight away, and he was, you know what, he was looking pretty comfortable, and I think rolling out of the GPLs into these, both having no ABS, both having no traction control, has actually served Ash really well. It's a kind of raw car that he can get a grip on. He's a bit old school, and he kind of gets to grips with it pretty easily.
Oh, Aaron's off in the retro painted Commodore there. That's a shame. Aztec's actually dropped a few. Aztec's dropped a few positions as well, so both of them have been struggling with either a cold tyre or pace in general. So
yeah, that's not good. So there wasn't an incident between the two there? You didn't pick up it?
No, the Commodore came off by itself, and Aztec was actually tumbling down through the field at the time, but Aztec showed some really good form last week, so I thought he would have had his head around the handling of the car, but you know, I'm sure the Nissan's a fickle finger drive at the best of times.
Yeah. I've just picked up on Jeff Burse. He's currently sitting in 9th. He's trying to charge up the road towards Kenny, but he's got about 5 seconds up the road, so you know, Jeff will be doing his level best to try and get back as many positions he can in this one, and hopefully keep his head in the right space, knowing that there's a 60 ahead of this one, and he'll be able to regroup and have another crack at it. So that's an unfortunate scenario that's played out for Jeff. It doesn't happen here often. You know, and I'm pretty sure that race control will look into it. Not that that's going to make too much difference for him.
In race, that's right. And look, he's done really well. Like, he's back in 9th position, and he was at the back of the pack. So he's pulled his car quickly through the back half of the field, and you know, he's clearly got the eyes on him. And we know this car's fast, gentlemen, and we know what it's like at the end of its stints.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt you too much here, mate, but I've just picked up on a move with Ash Vettiger. He just put the car down the inside of Rob into 1. Thought better Rob.
John McDonald's holding that gap to Nick at about 1.5 seconds.
He is.
On different compounds, John's on the super soft compared to Nick on the soft. interesting to see if those super softs hold out throughout the race, given the sort of stress the tyres go through around here.
Okay, so is that JB running the super soft again, is it, Josh?
And the pace they're trying to achieve as well, so it's full battle mode at the moment.
Is that Josh? Is that JB on the super soft, Joshy?
Yes, yeah, John McDonald's on the super soft.
Wow, this pack here, this pack here. Oh, big slide for Rob into 8, which will give Ash the run down into 9.
Keep an eye on the Ashley, Rob Luke Compton battle here. This is very close. Luke still wants those 2 positions in front of him. It looks like Ashley's dropped back a position on the Nissan, but he wants it back.
I tell you what,
down the main straight.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ash has got really good drive off of the corner in that Commodore.
He looks, the Commodore's got the pace. Nicely done. Tidy turn in. Easily done. Easily done.
Luke having a look on the outside as well.
He's looking for the long way around. If he could make it live there, he'd get rights for the right-hander, but...
Ooh, just got a bit loose on the exit. Yeah, it's interesting racing around here. There's a fair few times where it goes from like a right-hander into a left-hander, so you get that back and forth action where you're on the inside for one corner, but then you're on the outside for the next. Makes some close racing.
Great racing. Great racing. Good call. Right, so just looking at the margins, so obviously this is clearly where the battle is at the moment. Is on the Ash, Rob, Luke. Luke going very deep into 8.
Yeah. And this little battle here, if you just look a little bit more closely at it, is just sort of drag Damo and
who's in turn dragged Simo in it. Yeah, absolutely.
And Simo into it, and it's become a 5-way battle. So it's Ash looks like he's pulled away from a bit, and it's probably not a bad idea. It's getting pretty intense just behind him there. So if he can get a bit of air between that and himself, he's probably be a good idea.
Hey, look, with 8 minutes odd to go, I just want to give a shout out to Nick McIndoe up here. Regardless of what may or may not have happened at the start, this guy's just showing us a clean set of heels. He's made around 2.5 seconds on the 1 car of John McDonald at the front of this race, and I haven't quite seen what he's lapping at lap time at the moment, but these guys have put nearly 6 seconds on Steve Melling, so I'd say their pace is pretty quick at the moment, and they're making that tyre. What tyre is Nick actually running, guys? Is he on the super or the soft?
Nick's on the soft.
Nick's on the soft.
Okay.
It still looks fairly stable.
Yeah.
Between the 2.
Yeah. Right, so I've just jumped back to the battle group, because once again, Luke's really trying this deep line, looking for a switchback.
Yeah.
On Rob. Got a beautiful run, but that's not probably a big enough straight to try and get anything done. So he may want to focus on the exit out of 11 and see if he can get the run down to 1.
Yeah, I think Luke wished he'd taken advantage of a couple of passing moves there. The Nissan did get past Ashley, and I think he wished he got advantage of that and then didn't. And now Ash has gone back past and pulled away, and he's still sitting behind that Nissan, so he's I think the frustration level's getting up, to the peak.
Yep. Hey, look, I just saw some numbers flash up, and I just picked up on Nige V's. Actually, I picked him up at a bad time for Nige. Actually, unfortunately, he just had a little run wide between 10 and 11, but he'd actually started putting some heat on his old mate Aztec, so that was heating up. But looking just a little further back, we'll just jump on board with the Monster Energy FGX Falcon of Bear Grylls putting some big heat on one of our new new entrants, one of our rookies, which is Owen, and Owen actually doing some 500 something practice laps this week, so we've got to give props to that guy for digging in, and it shows commitment. And he's holding off Air Grills in the Falcon at the moment, so that's good work in the Nissan. And he just had a spin, so I've just jinxed him, the old commentator's curse.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry about that, Owen. So, hey, just want to just jump back to the, what do we got here?
This massive middle pack.
Yeah,
Middle pack
Jeffro's
battle
caught up
here.
to them now.
Jeffro's caught up to him, mate, and
He set 2 purples in the last 3 laps.
yeah, he's on fire, as we know, Glenn.
Alright, so we'll jump back on board there. Good call, guys. Good pick up. So what can Jeffro make with 5.5 minutes to go?
5 cars, bam, 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 into turn 1. It's like they just, this is like the end of lap 1. So they're just all on fire, eyes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of respect between the drivers here too. So you know, like as much as they want to get past and get that road position, you know, there's so much respect here. They're not going to do anything unless they know they can pull it off. Here,
There's a move.
wide.
There's a move.
Kenny's a very respectful. He realised he was out of pace there. He's going to let Jeffro go by, and
He made up a chunk of time, Jeffro, into turn 2 under braking there, putting him in position to take advantage of that. It's only a small mistake from Kenny, but
enough for somebody of Jeff's calibre to jump on it.
Definitely.
Nick McIndoe now nearly stretching that out to 4 seconds, so I think that soft tyre definitely, if you've got track position, the better option heading to the back end of this short 20. John, I know from previous races and a little bit of talk, will be confident. There was a big run wide there from Rob. John McDonald will be confident that those super softs are going to run this 20. He probably does need to be a little careful heading towards the back end.
Watch JB here. Turn 1 into turn 2. Look, these boys are so bunched up into turn 1 here. Oh, very close racing, guys.
Oh, can he get back up into turn 2 now, Rob?
He's going to have another go back on Jarks.
Oh, the boys, it's all looking awkward. This is what JB wants.
Jeffro, rather.
Jeffro, should I say?
Yep. Oh, those guys going too wide through there. Jeffro looking like...
Great racing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Very tidy stuff. Oh!
Can you get it around the outside now?
Oh, can he make it stick? Keeps the car within the mate.
Yeah, oh, he backs it in. He backs it in. Can he pull it up?
And he's pulled it up.
Oh,
well done.
It's a nice bit of driving. I think all those guys will appreciate that.
Well deserved pass. Well deserved pass there from Jethro. Look. It looks like he's been on the dirt rally too there. Just strawberry stuff. He's got the handbrake map for that thing.
Well, we'll see if Jarks can come back at them a little bit now. So Jeffro and Bob might tangle a little bit, might give Jarks the opportunity to get back up and have a dice with them.
Could do. I tell you what, this is still willing. I mean, this is going on. I mean, you'd roll money with the pace that Jeff had leading into this battle. You'd think that he got that done, and Rob's still coming back at him.
A lot of respect from all the boys there. Eh? That's some tidy racing there from the whole group there. It's very nice to watch.
Interestingly, sorry, Glenn.
I was just going to quickly pick up Josh. I'll just mention it just before we go to something else. Steve-O's just bringing that margin back, I felt, to JB. I just wondered whether that super soft was going off.
Yeah, it could be.
And Ashley's copping a lot of pressure from Luke at the moment too, so it's going to be a run to the wire here.
Jeffro, interestingly, just still on that super soft. He's must be getting a bit more tyre life out of it than John McDonald if he was still able to do all that side-by-side racing and take the moves.
And a lot of lock-up and a lot of sliding too, by the looks of their first car.
Shout out to tonight, if we've got any guys that are watching live, feel free to comment on the live chat, even post-race. Give us some feedback, let us know what you think.
Hit the buttons.
Hit the buttons, man, hit the buttons. Subscribe.
Hit the buttons.
Like it if you like it. Like it if you don't. We're enjoying bringing it to you. And yeah, like you see, guys, this battle is so hot. I mean, Luke Crompton, Ash Vettiger, I think this is the battle to watch for the last minute of this race.
Ash, cool as a curie as usual, mate. Look at him, he's Mr. Consistent. And he knows he's just going to keep that Commodore wide, and Luke's just, he so wants it, but he knows without a definitive, you know, good side-by-side move, he's got nothing, so it must be frustrating.
30
Alex
seconds.
and Kenny caught up to the back of Rob again as well, so good couple little battle packs forming here in the late stage.
Yeah, just jumped on board with Kenny Simpson in the 17 entry Falcon, and he's looking strong at the end of this race. We saw Kenny the other week at the previous round that he actually got well better as the night went on, so you know, Kenny running in 9th, this is a good showing for him, and if he he's going to pick up a position here.
No, Rob's off.
Yeah, so both Damo, Jarkus and Kenny Benefic was there from Rob's little run wide. We can see further down the road there, based on the pan out view that we just ran there, that Luke's still got the pressure on Ash.
Yeah.
So
What's Luke running on tyre-wise there? I can't see that on my screen.
Both are on soft. Ashley and Luke are both on the soft.
Oh, okay, yeah. It just, I wondered whether he'd backed off to try and put the car in a better passing position in a different corner, but I think he's just letting his tyres come back to him and maybe to have another crack.
Yeah, Ashley got a good run down the pitch straight before. I noticed Luke had a tighter line.
just picked up on a new guy, Jake. So big welcome to Jake if you end up watching this later on, and well done for pulling off to the right there and letting those front runners go past. So Jake running the New Look Floors entry. Big welcome to him. Okay, so just picked up on what you've seen, Davo, and that was obviously Ash running a little deep and Luke having a big look down the inside.
To be honest, I think Ash actually left a bit of space. Luke was well locked up. And very tidy driving from both of them. Very good spatial awareness.
Just a small slide from Luke on the exit there that might give Ashley a bit more breathing room.
Again, yeah. Just the right amount of space at the right amount of time, isn't it, Josh? You know?
Yeah. He's had a good run through the first corner though, Luke. Probably not quite enough though to have a look on the inside.
But again, Ashley puts the car just in the right part of the track where you just can't take advantage of any run that you have, and he's so measured, like everything he's doing here, and looks solid.
So I hate to take anything away from these guys, but Nick McIndoe, we're just going to cross to Nick McIndoe now, and he's
let's do that.
He's coming through turn 7.
The hairpin under the power lines.
Yep.
Yes.
So he's coming up through there, and basically he's going to take this one comfortably with a 9-odd second margin.
A very nice margin.
So we'll just pick up with him and congratulate him on a stellar drive for race 1 at Sydney Motorsport Park.
Stephen's got a nice amount of pressure on JB here too into the last turn. I doubt Stephen's got the run out of the corner. Who knows though? He's got a little bit of slip, but I don't think it'll pull it up there. But nice close racing there for second and third as well. So
yeah, so well done to JB. Well done to Steve-O, looking out on the inside
nice
on the way across the line, and then we've got the Ash Vettiger and the Compton battle right up to the line. Well played,
right
guys.
up to the wire.
Yeah, I think that
nice
might have
work.
finished just in time for Ashley.
Jarkus bringing up 7th, Kenny in a solid 8th, and Rob bringing home 9th. And it looks like we may have Steve Wilton, aka Farmer, bringing home a top 10. So we'll just stick on this camera for a minute and just see if we can see him roll around the front straight and pay him some dues for a solid showing.
Bear Grylls making a late move on the inside into the last complex.
Yeah,
made the
so
move
then
on
we've
Nige.
got, what have we got here? Anthony Tessner and Aztec and Bear Grylls bringing it up. Nice work, boys. What an intense race. That was very nice to watch.
Yeah.
Hey, so guys, that was just the short one. That was just the 20 sprint, mate. We're up for the biggie, mate. That's the precursor.
Yeah.
Hey, so hey, look, that's a solid effort from all those guys. Great racing. Thank you to the comms team. We're going to take a short break, but we will be back soon. Thank you very much.